Boom!
Sergio, boom!
I'm Mr. Brian Jackson.
Sergio Bruna, how are you, my friend?
Very good, Brian. How are you in this beautiful Sunday evening?
I'm doing fantastic. So we've come together to do our second podcast, but really this is the podcast that introduces Cambio, the company that we have started together, and we're excited to tell you all about it. So let's talk a little bit about the genesis or the start of Cambio, how this thing came together. So Sergio, you remember this, that you and I met back, it was midsummer this last summer. I just happened to be going to a personal development program in California and was getting a ton of value out of it. And a mutual colleague of ours introduced us, and we met. Remember the hotel we met at that one night?
Yeah, that's correct. We met in a lobby, and we were being introduced, and we were having conversations that had nothing to do with what it is that we're doing today. And Cambio, it had to do with the business that we were both in at the time, and it's just funny how things happen. But I think that it was undeniable that we both connected in a way you don't connect with people on a regular basis. Am I right?
Yeah, when I put myself back there in that moment, what really happened to me is the first thing that I saw in you, Sergio, was this man that had incredible passion, that really believed, one, in who you were, but you really reminded me of kind of like the Spanish Tony Robbins. And I know you've heard that before, but I was getting incredible value out of this program, and I wanted to share that with you. And immediately, and just in you and I talking, I could see that what I held to be the most important things in my life is really what I saw that you held to be the most important things in your life as well. I could see it right away, and that's what attracted me to working, to being able to work with you in more of a facet like this.
Absolutely. So I think we were pretty much aligned, which is rare. We have the same age. I think you're a few days older than me, right? Just a few days older than me.
Yeah.
And you're taking that one to the bank. You abuse that privilege on a constant basis. But I think that we're two individuals that share the same values. We love our families, our faith, and our purpose, which is not just making money and becoming successful for the sake of it, to gain others' admirations, but we really wanted to give back. And when you and I started having these conversations about what made us better, you and I just clicked right away and agreed that what we had to do and what was needed at the time was a product that will help people overcome obstacles, understand fear, and as a result, become the best version of themselves. So I think that that's how Cambio and which is our business, and it's the business that we're going to share in detail with you guys right now. But that's how it came about. It was born out of the passion and the need to put it in a way that Brian and I have to inspire, motivate, and empower other individuals, excuse my English, to become the best version of themselves.
Exactly. Sergio, I know this is the same for you. When I'm doing something that's helping somebody else better their life, when I'm doing something that's bringing somebody else more happiness in their life, more success, more fulfillment, that's where, to me, that's what makes all the difference. And that's what ultimately brings me the most peace and happiness in my life. So I knew from a very early age that that's ultimately what I wanted to do. And it wasn't until I met you and when I was going through these personal development programs that I saw, wow, this is what really life is calling me to next. This is what truly is the next phase of what I want to do for the rest of my life. And I know you felt the same, and that's what helped us launch this business, and it's been so successful already just in the early launch phases. It just feels like it's going so easy. So what you just hit on is perfect, Sergio. You talked about really what the mission of the company is, which is really to help individuals become the very best version of themselves. And I know you know this, that I've said this, that I feel that people already have so much greatness within them, they may have just forgotten what that was, from an early age. That I really, truly believe all of us have this divine ability within us. It's just being able to bring that out. And that's what Cambio is all about, and that's what we're going to be doing.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So let's talk a little bit about what it is that we're going to be producing and providing for the public. So Number one is we're going to be doing some live seminars and workshops and conferences, and our first one's coming right up, isn't it, Sergio?
That is correct. December 22nd in Century City, one of the most beautiful places in the western of the United States, 3 miles literally west of Beverly Hills, here in Los Angeles, California. We're going to be delivering the very first Cambio Seminar. Now, the company is going to be able to distribute content through different platforms in different ways. But the live seminar, which is at the end of the day what both Brian and I consider is the most impactful way of affecting another, because you get to feel, you get to work, you get to see, and you explore, and you, in a way, absorb the data with all your senses. We're going to be delivering a very unique seminar, not only because it's our first one, but very unique because we're going to try to compile a 4-day seminar into one. We're going to put together what it is today, the most inspiring, impactful, life-transforming 6 hours of content ever delivered.
Absolutely. And if you have never seen Sergio Bruna on stage, or if you've never seen Sergio Bruna teaching people, you are in for a treat. This man brings so much passion and excitement to his presentation, but also a man that has incredible experience that's been successful in businesses that he's been a part of. He's been the VP of sales at numerous large organizations, the spokesman for companies like Chevrolet, which is absolutely incredible, as you know, a multi-billion-dollar organization, as well as building his own brand, his own network, and his own who he is. And so Sergio is the best of the best when it comes to this. And I promise you, your life, it will never be the same, and you'll experience incredible transformation at this event. I've been to many different events. I've been to Tony Robbins. I've been to Master in Transformational Training. I've been to Epic Impact. And I know that the content and the service that we're going to be able to provide at this program is going to be unlike any other, because it brings the full balance of life to you. So they're in for a treat, Sergio, especially being able to spend time with both you and I.
Absolutely, absolutely. And in this event in December 22nd, we are going to deliver material that is going to allow the individual to get rid of the weights that he or she carries that prevent them from flying high. And after, we're going to share the tools that are going to allow this person to live the life they always wanted. Because it's not just about, because I've seen that and in a way, just going back to steps, right? Like, why Cambio? Why this program? And why truly this seminar is going to be so awesome is because Brian and I, who've been great students of personal development for at least 20 years, for sure 20 years, we came to the thinking that, in this program, this individual really teaches you to understand your limitations. This program, this individual, which you need to spend 6 months studying, will teach you how to overcome fear. But there was never a program put together that would actually give you the tools to build your life once you've gotten rid of fear, once you've gotten rid of the weights that you were carrying that prevented you from flying high. There was no such a thing, and Cambio is the first program that is not only going to allow you to be free, but now give you the tools to succeed with this newfound freedom. And we noticed that that was, in a way, what was missing in all these programs, why we're different, and why truly this is just going to be a life transforming.
100%, yeah. And we know that the live seminars and the workshops that we're going to be putting on are the pinnacle event. That's when you get to be with us in person, and we get to be interacting with you on a one-on-one level. But we also wanted to make sure that we're creating other programs that are going to be extremely beneficial to you. So we're also putting together an online university, so that not only are you able to go to the seminar and the workshop and the live event, you're also able to download the content that we're going to be providing to you real time, and be able to have that on a daily basis. Because to be able to be the very best version of yourself, it's something that you got to try to work on every single day. So the online university is the second thing that we'll be providing. In addition to that, we'll be providing one-on-one coaching for a select number of individuals that will be able to have access to us 24/7. As well as what we're doing right now, we're also going to be producing podcasts, a YouTube channel, where great and impactful content will be provided to you. You won't just be hearing from Sergio and I, but you'll also be hearing from some of the best experts that are out there teaching you in their field of expertise. And then in the future, you'll also see books and videos and digital content that will also be released as part of Cambio. So we couldn't be more excited to bring this company to you and what it is that we're going to be able to provide you as a life changer. And so we're excited about that.
Absolutely. And again, thinking about delivering a product that was going to empower and really add value to people's lives. This is not just about selling something and having you come to the seminar, which again, it's in our thinking, the most impactful way of creating transformation is through a live seminar. But what happens after a live seminar is that you go back to your natural environment, which is, in most cases, full of negativity, limitations. And we know that we need to provide, in order to do justice and really help the individual along the way, we needed to provide the right tools that are going to allow the individual to be connected, to be exposed to the culture, because that's so important. The information, the motivation, the inspiration, the culture. So now, once the individual leaves the seminar, through the products that Bryan exactly was just sharing with you guys, you're going to be able to stay connected and be exposed 24/7, whenever you want it, whenever you need it, to the Cambio culture training.
Yep. And the trainers are going to be starting off Sergio and I, and you're talking about two people who are experts in our fields. You know, I've been an entrepreneur for most of my life, most of my business career, and have launched several successful companies. The latest company that I am the president and founder of is a multi-million dollar business. In fact, we're doing hundreds of millions in revenue. So we're in a very unique position that we're now the second largest solar company in the state of Utah and experiencing tremendous growth. But what I have found, as Sergio mentioned earlier, is that financial success is only one part or one piece of the puzzle. And we will be training you on how to capture financial success. But as you'll see in the Cambio logo, as you can see now, Cambio is to try to help you balance in all areas of life. In fact, there's 4 key areas that I want to talk about that we're going to be able to bring balance for you in, and then a 5th, which is central to everything. So starting off, Sergio, if you'll let me talk a little bit about this, I'd love to. I want to talk about the 4 key areas, the 4 points of a balanced human being that we're going to be training on, and then talk about the 5th area, which is central and key to everything else. So,
absolutely, sir. The floor is yours.
All right. So number 1 is physical health. And if you know me, you know that physical health and physical fitness is an extremely important part of my life. In fact, one of the habits that I've now created is that I wake up every morning at 4:30 in the morning and I go to the gym and I get a good workout in. Now, with that said, I can see Sergio is pretty excited about
4:30 to the gym, my man.
Yeah, there you go. But with that said, I also take my son along with me. And so I'm able to talk, and I'll bring up a second point, which is coming up later, which is family values and relationships. And I'm able to cultivate that and build that with my son as I take him to the gym. But going back to physical fitness, it's not just working out, because I know that can be difficult and that can take a lot of time. But it's also what you eat, which is a lot bigger portion of your healthy, or how healthy your body is what you're putting into your body. Mm-hmm. Really, it's about 80% of your health is coming in from what you eat. And so we will be training you on that. What you drink. We'll talk about your sleeping habits. We'll talk about some of the habits that are poor that are out there, whether it's smoking, drinking, tobacco, drugs, staying away from all those things so that you can be the very best version and the very best presentation of yourself on your physical fitness. Now, it's not just those things alone. One of the other things that I know that, Sergio, you're extremely passionate about, and just looking at him, you know this, is that part of being physically fit and having a great appearance is also how you present yourself every day as you go out there to live. Being able to present yourself in a polished way. It's the way you dress. It's the way you speak. It's the way you act. It's, do you get up? Do you shave? Do you make yourself look the very best that you can? And that's something that, Sergio, you're an expert in and very polished in, and I really look up to you for. So you're welcome. That's the first area. The second area is your mental acuity, or your mental side. And so what do I mean by that? It's meaning that you're always trying to improve your knowledge, always trying to sharpen the saw, always trying to get better, making sure that you're reading good books, that you're absorbing good content through podcasts, through videos, things that are going to edify you and strengthen you and help you become a smarter and a better version of yourself mentally, so that you can always be able to present yourself well and be very sharp mentally. The next area is your emotional stability and your emotional intelligence. And so when I talk about emotional intelligence, there's several key areas that I see in that. So that's really how you're showing up, how you show love, how you are in your relationships, how you are in your family life, how you are in really everything that it is that you do. Do you forgive people easily? Do you show people compassion? Sergio, you know this about me, that family relationships are so very important. The relationships that we have with everybody are so very important. And most people don't have that emotional intelligence. They're hurt by different things that they've had in their life. And what we're going to teach you is how to let go of those things and have the very best relationships, both in business, in family, and everyday social environments that you can possibly have. That's the next area that Cambio is going to bring for you. Now, the fourth key area, and I touched on this a little bit before, is your financial success. Because you can be the smartest person in the world, you can be an emotionally intelligent person, you can be a fit and healthy person, but if you don't have that financial success, a lot of times you'll feel out of balance. So what we're going to teach you on your financial side is learning how first to budget. We're going to teach you how to be successful in your career, whether that's entrepreneurship or whether that's working for somebody else. How to teach yourself, or we're going to teach you how to move up in the business world. We're going to teach you how to move up and get the most satisfaction out of your job, out of your occupation, because let's face it, most of us spend so much of our lives working. You want to make sure that you're satisfied and you're happy in your vocation and what it is that you do. And now that brings me to the fifth area, which is the core to everything else, which is your spirituality. And I see this as the centerpiece. And that's why, again, as you look at the logo, Cambio, you can see that there's a C in the middle, because when you're a spiritual person, you're a person that's really able to contribute and help others live the very best lives that they can possibly have. You're able to give the gift that's been given to you to others. So in spirituality, what I mean by that, it's not only it's your relationship with the divine, it's your relationship with yourself. It's things that knowing who you truly are inside, and what it is that you're meant to do here in this life. What is your calling? Why are you here? That's what spirituality is all about. It's about learning a good how to pray, a good habit of prayer, meditation. It's about scripture study. It's about building your faith. And again, you can see while I believe so strongly that is core to everything else, because if you have that in line, the other pieces tend to come naturally. So when I look at Cambio, we're going to be teaching you balance in all areas of life, because true success is being a balanced and a happy individual. And that's what Cambio is going to be able to bring to you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So very well said, Bryan. I think that you described very eloquently what we're all about and what we're going to be delivering to our public. So, guys, what else can I add to what Bryan said? Bryan and I are two individuals that are committed to help you become the best version of yourself. We have a philosophy, which is your only duty and mission in life is to be happy. Now, what is happiness? Our definition of happiness, Cambio's definition of happiness is you only experience happiness when the ideal of what life should be mirrors your environment. Meaning, I'm going to repeat that one more time. You experience happiness when your ideal of what life should be mirrors your environment. Now, this is something very individual, right? Because whatever makes you happy is not necessarily what makes Brian or I happy, right? So with Cambio, we're going to give you the tools that are going to allow you to remove the limitations, the filters that you have that allow you to really, truly visualize the life you really want to live. And once you have that clear, we're going to help you make that come true. And touching a little bit on the way that we're going to do this is through delivering information and data in different forms. We're going to do live seminars. We're going to do podcasts. We're going to create an online university. We're going to have a YouTube channel. You're going to be able to see us anytime you want in our Facebook account, in our Instagram account. You can shoot us an email. Brian and I promise you personally, we're going to always get back at you. Yeah. We have one goal, one mission, and that is to help you improve your life. I cannot wait to start. I cannot wait to share with you everything we're working on. This is the product of months and months and months of work, tens and tens of thousands of dollars. And it is something really, really, really dear to us. So
years and years and years of experience that we're going to be bringing to you.
Absolutely. And that is the thing that I wanted to let everybody know, because you told everybody a little bit about yourself, but I want everybody to know who Brian Jackson is. Brian Jackson, besides being a dear friend of mine, is somebody I really look up to. And in my opinion, it's living an excellent life. What do I mean by that? Excellent life. In excellence. Brian Jackson is somebody extremely, extremely disciplined, very successful in all the areas of his life. He's an extremely caring, loving husband, father. He's extremely ethical, loyal, business owner, business partner, and he's an example for many. And he sacrifices and gives up in all the things that are tempting him constantly in order to just be the best version that he can of himself. And he's achieved that. He's a pure human being. I mean, Brian Jackson. You guys are gonna know the guy, but he's one of the few that really, really live life with excellence. I keep learning from you, Brian, constantly. It's an honor to be your business partner, and I think everyone is going to be in a surprise once they get to know you, because it is very rare, and I'm telling you, it is very rare in this world to find somebody that is so successful, that has achieved so much, and that has had such a difficult, hard upbringing, to be so kind, to be so giving. So at the end of the day, and why I'm spending, guys, a second talking about this, why this is important to me, is because I want to create this family. Here, there's nobody better than anybody else. We're a family, period, end of story.
Together. We're all in this.
Exactly. We're here together. We're real. What you see is what you get. And for me, it's a true luxury to have access to Brian Jackson. So whatever is worth, I'm telling you guys to take advantage of this opportunity that you have to learn from one of the best in the industry. Is there anything else we need to add, Brian?
Well, I just want to say I appreciate you saying all those things. That's very kind. And everything that you just said is I would echo about who you are as being a family man, an incredible individual, and successful in all areas of life that you have. And like I said, the very first time that we met, Sergio, I knew that this business was being created. And it came from the time that you told me that story, that you were standing up and training people in a seminar event. And afterwards, you had a woman come up to you and say that you had helped change her life. And in doing so, she was crying. And you were able to give her a hug. And I want you to know that touched me, because you said that those tears that she cried on your shirt, you wish you could never wash your shirt again. And that's something that will always stick with me, because I knew from that moment, that's what this company is all about. That's what we are trying to do, is help people change their lives for the better. In fact, the word Cambio means change. And that's what this is all about. So looking forward to it. Our first event is coming up December 22nd. Correct, Sergio?
That is correct. December 22nd here in Los Angeles. Send us a note. And we're gonna attach here our email and our Instagram and our Facebook. Send us a note, and we'll make sure to give you free tickets. Now, this is the thing. I realized that we've been recording for slightly less than 30 minutes.
Good.
So I say we give them a little value. What do you say, Brian?
Hey, let's do it.
Let's do it. So guys, I want to leave you with something. I want all of you to do something that is going to add so much value to your life, and it's going to be something that you never, ever, ever regret. And I hope that you associate this, what I'm about to say, and what you're going to be experiencing with Cambio and our company. I want you guys to write right now in your bathroom mirror, because I assume that is the first thing you do in the mornings, or at least should do it every morning, which is
where we going, Sergio? Where are we going with this?
You want to write a winner is nothing but a loser that's tried it one more time.
Oh, that's good.
A winner is nothing but a loser that's tried it one more time. Period. End of story. Somebody extremely successful that's winning in one or several aspects of his life is not better than you. A winner is nothing but a loser that's tried it one more time. The only difference between the great ones and the not so great ones is that the great ones didn't quit until they reached their goal. They're not better. Nobody's really better prepared. You learn along the way. The trick is to never throw in the towel. Period. End of story. So guys, remember this. A winner is nothing but a loser that's tried it one more time. Think about it. That's pretty deep. I want you guys to write it in your mirror. Why? Because it happens to all of us. It certainly happens to me. It certainly happens to me that there's times that I feel like quitting. There's times that I feel this is enough. There's times that I feel this is not going to happen again. And by reading that, I want you to remember your greatness, how great you are, and your potential. And I want you to keep fighting. It doesn't matter. The trick is very simple. It doesn't matter what's happened yesterday, the last 10 meetings, the past 10 months. As long as you keep your dream in front of you and you're breathing, you have an opportunity to make it come true. A winner is nothing but a loser. That's tried it one more time. Guys, don't quit. Never give up no matter what.
Beautiful. I love that. When you said that statement, that really rang true for me. So I really appreciate you sharing that. In fact, if it's okay, Sergio, I'll just share 2 quick examples of that. Is that okay?
You can roll, my man. We have 10 more minutes.
Good. I'm going to roll. So number 1 is my current business that I'm in right now, where I'm generating tens of millions of dollars in revenue every single year. This is my 4th business that I've started. My 4th business that I've started. The first 3, while tremendous amount of work went into place, I wouldn't say they all failed, but they were not as successful as this company was today. And I can promise you, had I given up, had I said enough's enough, I'm just going to go get a job working for somebody, I would have not created the business that I'm in today that's generating tens of millions of dollars in revenue. And so that's one example. A second example that I thought of, I am married to, I believe, the most beautiful woman in the world. I'm sure, Sergio, you believe this.
She's very pretty. Your wife is very pretty and very sweet too. So she's very rare, very unique. Because my wife is somewhat pretty, but she's not sweet at all.
Oh, man.
She makes me suffer every day.
This is being recorded. His wife is beautiful and extremely sweet. She is amazing. But, Sergio, Jamie was not the very first girl that I dated. And I know, there's several women that I had dated. That sounded bad. That came out bad. There were women that I dated before I met Jamie.
Yeah.
There were times that I wanted that girl. I wanted to get that girl, and guess what? She wouldn't have me. But did I give up? Absolutely not. I believed in myself, and I found the most beautiful woman, and we've been married now for over 16 years, Sergio. Come on now.
Dude, you're so blessed, man. Like I look at you and your wife and your kids, and you live such a perfect life. But what I want people to understand is, and I think you should truly show the business you have, the house you live in, the family you have, because you've earned it. And I want you to do this not in a way that you're showing off, so people can get inspired, because you fought for every single thing you have. You fought for your girl. You fought for your business. When you were upside down, when there was no more money in the bank, no more energy inside your body, you kept riding that bike. You kept pushing. You kept believing. So that is what's beautiful, is like you're such an example of success in every area of your life, but you fought for every single thing you have. And going back to what I was just sharing right now, because I think it's very important, is that this is the thing, guys. This is the thing. We tend to try to avoid pain. As human beings, we're wired wanting to avoid pain. So when we try to do something extraordinary and we fail, which is what happens most of the times. I mean, there's more chances of failing than succeeding in business. Again, the trick is never quitting until you get there. What happens? What happens when you scream when you get the loan? When you invest in your idea and your business and you tell everybody that you're going to be great, that you're going to be successful, that you're going to help everybody around, that you're going to change the industry, the product, the world, whatnot. What happens when you make that move with all the faith and you fail? Which again, chances are you're going to. You know, many people like Gary Vaynerchuk, people that we admire, like extremely successful, will tell you behind the camera. And I witnessed that one time behind the camera. He said, like, dude, nobody knows that for every success I've had that everybody hears about, I fell 12 times.
Yep.
12 times. Those are the numbers, right? But you got to keep failing. You got to keep trying until you succeed. Is that what they say? You know, every overnight success was 20 years in the making. So, guys, this is how it works. Your nervous system is wired in a very specific way to try to help you avoid pain. So every time you expose yourself to something and it is painful, you're going to try to avoid it. Going back to the example, you do the business, you get the money, you start the opportunity, and you fail. Normally, you're going to want to avoid getting into the same thing again. It is very difficult. It is very difficult to try to attempt something that you just felt that also so publicly at. But like Bryan just said, he's very successful today, and he has one of the most respected business in the renewable energy sector in the United States because he didn't quit after the first try, the second try, the third try. He actually hit it on the fourth try. Some people, it take them 10 times. But what happens if one day it just becomes too painful? What if Gary Vaynerchuk, which he's a self-made multi-billionaire today, respected and known all over the world, would have quit it after the 8th attempt? He right now will be working for somebody else, making $80,000 a year, being unhappy and you know, not satisfied with his life. But he didn't. He kept trying. You kept trying. So that's it. That's the bit of the day. The value capsule. Let's just have that segment, the value capsule. The value capsule of the day, which is that. Just don't quit. It's that simple. Just don't quit. Once you identify what it is that you want to do, once you visualize the ideal of what life should be, you have one goal: to spend every inch of time, energy, like trying to make that become true. So I'm Sergio Bruna. I got my man Bryan Jackson. I hope you enjoyed our second podcast.
Absolutely.
We promise you we're going to get better, tighter as we go along. But it's great having you guys as witnesses of the transformation.
And we will see you December 22nd.
December 22nd, Century City.
Hey.